Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hi friends, we are back today again with our book Living Spring by Emmanuel through Xavier. Today we're going to do a beautiful chapter, Let Us Spread the Good, chapter 35. And this chapter collaborates with the book, the episode 24 of The Spirit of Truth that Vanessa Anzalone did this morning. So let's see what the mentors want us to hear. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with the good. And it's Paul in Romans 12, verses 21. When facing evil, all the elements of nature do all they can to restore harmony and ensure the victory of the good. When a storm seems to have destroyed the landscape, the divine forces of life come together to restore it. The sun shines on the slough, healing the wounds of the soil. The wind caresses the grooves, drying out the branches. The song of the birds replaces the voice of thunder. The plain receives the runoff without complaining and transforms it into precious fertilizer. The air, which bore the weight of the clouds and the shock of the destructive lightning, becomes light and pleasant. The tree with broken and damaged fronds regenerates itself in silence, so as to produce new blossoms and new fruit. The earth, our common mother, has to endure mudslides and hailstorms periodically, but it does not cease to enrich the good more and more each day. In view of this, why do we harbor the bile and bitterness of evil in our hearts? Let us learn to cope with adversity, educating in its energies to improve our lives. Ignorance is merely a long night that eventually gives way to the sun of wisdom. Use the treasures of your love in all directions and spread the good everywhere you go. Even when deluged with salt, the spring does not give up. It just receives it and transforms it into blessings as it gently and humbly flows along to everyone's benefit. What again a beautiful chapter by Emmanuel, reminding us to let go of things.
Hi guys.
Hi guys. Yes, to let go of things, to be forgiveful.
Yeah, and I like something for you. The boy is angry and the girl is happy. Can you see it?
Yeah, let's take it over. There we go. Thank you, Sally. You can draw another picture for us.
I don't want to.
Okay, thank you so much.
But I want to. I will draw a big hat.
Yes. And
a big hat.
And so Emmanuel is reminding us to be good. And he explains that a lot of things happen in nature and also to all of us. And I think Vanessa this morning explained beautifully that sometimes we will be in situations where we receive, and then it's sometimes hard to forgive and let go. But we have to think about it. We have to think about forgiving, and we have to practice it. And not only forgiving, but forgetting as well. So that we can tolerate one another, so that we can be loving towards one another, to think about that all of us, maybe in previous lives, have gone through the same thing. We did the same thing. But to understand that regardless of what we go through, that we must seek the good in all things. And remember that just like after a storm, the sun will come out again and it will dry up. And how beautiful Emmanuel uses nature to explain this to us, that the earth bears a lot of things so that we can remind ourselves about this, so that we can be mindful about this. And every time that we are in situations that we feel are very hard for us to go through, let's pray about this. Let's focus on the good things, like Emmanuel said, let us spread the good. Let us spread the good things, because it's in the good that we know that we help one another and we can feel better and we can feel God. And we can put our thoughts on high. And then we can, if we do that, we can see better. We can see God and we can see the good. And all the other things, the evil, like Emmanuel says, do not, or like Paul says, do not be overcome by evil. Let us not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with the good. Let's always admit the good amongst all things and everywhere we go. And like the message this morning said as well, let's do this with joy. Let's do this with gratitude as well. Thank you so very much for being part of this. We thank Kodak Radio for the opportunity to do this and all the wonderful lessons that nourish our souls. So together, let's practice spreading the good, like Emmanuel is reminding us again. And let's do it with joy. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.